So given what you had to work through this year, does this one make it a little bit more special than the last one?
I think they're all special in their own rights. Last year was probably a bit more of a breakout and a big step forward, and then this year, I guess backing up is always going to be something that's hard to do, and especially in such a good team with so many good players, which is what makes a really good team. So, yeah, I knew it was going to be tough, and I know Lear and Jason and Dan and the likes of many players in our team had a really good season. So, yeah, very humbled to win it and be out there again tonight.
Can you talk about the challenges in terms of, I know it's not about individual awards, when you have a really amazing breakout season and then it all starts again and you've got to build on that. Like how do you actually get through those stages and build up?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of, as an athlete, you sort of compete against yourself a lot of the time, and you challenge yourself whether you can do it again and get back there and then try and be even better again. And I think post-season, that's when you sit down with yourself and you probably spend a bit of time by yourself and training by yourself, and you set goals and things you want to set out to achieve individually and as a team. And I think that was one of mine this year, was to back it up and try and go even further. I knew it was going to be tougher, but I think as a player and as athletes, you should always inspire to be better and challenge yourself, and know it's not always going to be easier than it was previously.
Did you do anything different in your prep this season than you did the season before?
I always do something a little bit different. I did the Dakota Trail last year, and that wasn't easy in itself. And I looked back at that on times throughout the year and realised that sometimes it's a bit easy to being at home or resting or playing footy with your mates rather than walking and being in the jungle and whatnot, and probably not eating that well and whatnot. So I reflect on that at times, and kids I met in the villages and the stories I heard there at times as well. So I'll do something that challenges me again this off-season. Haven't quite decided what that is yet, but I'll do something.
How do you compare your seasons last year? Did you feel like this was a better season individually than you had last year?
Yeah, I think if you look at aspects of it, I think in certain areas of the game I took my game to the next level, and whether it was better or not than last year, I think it's what I want to achieve, is be a really good player in the competition and be one of the best players there is in the league, and whether you're first or up there, it doesn't really matter, but I want to try and be the best player I can be, and that's my goal every week.
Talk us through that in terms of enduring it, and how's it going at the moment?
Yeah, I've had a fair few injuries over my time, and it's probably one of the more painful ones I've had, but it's like any other year. I think for most players, you go through stuff you probably don't want to go through, but that's what footy is, and that's what it takes to be at the best and try and play good games of footy for these 26, 27 games throughout the year, which is a lot of footy. So you've got to keep trying to front up and challenge yourself and test yourself and see how resilient you are. And I feel like I'm pretty good in that area, but I think sometimes injuries are challenging, and I'm no different. But I'm not going to say that it affected me or whatnot, or sit here and make excuses and whinge at saying I'd rather be healthy, because the case is I wasn't healthy. So.
Were you ever close to missing either of those forms?
I was always a test, I think, for most of them, but so was I for another 4 or 5 games throughout the year. So you sort of get used to it as an athlete and as a player, that every week you have to push yourself to try and get up for games, and I'm no different to a lot of players in the league. So it's part of footy and a part of the industry.
You had the collarbone as well. Do you need any off-season surgery or any touch-ups or anything like that?
I've got some things coming up to still assess that and figure out what we'll do with that and what's best moving forward. But I've had a few scans on a few things, and I'm sure over the next week or so we'll cover that up and figure out if I need to get anything done.
When you have those sort of things, like, I don't know if you've had them yet, but do you uncover things you don't even know about sometimes? Like, is that the prospect that you hear so sore and then you find, oh shit, I had that?
Yeah, most definitely. I think probably throughout the year, I don't really like getting scanned too much, because you sort of find out what's actually going on. So sometimes you'd rather just get on with it and not really know, and just get out there and train and then get out there and play. So this time of the year you may find some things you might not really know, but that's like most boys in the team. You get to the end of the year and a few scans or things are a bit sore that you probably didn't realise throughout the year, and things pop up. But I'm no different than the other players. So.
When you've been through a few of those prelim races now, you get so close, but is there a feeling at the moment you're so close but still so far away? Like, when you get so close to the summit, that actual next step is actually quite a big step. Do you have an appreciation of how to get over that next hump?
Yeah, I think the closer you get, the more hungry you get as well, and the more you realise that it is actually pretty hard to get there. But I've got a lot of trust in the group and the coaches and what we're trying to set out to be as a club, and I think if you look tonight, a few of the award winners, the young boys coming through, they're going to make us better. Me and Connor are going to be better leaders. We're going to work on ourselves. We need Ollie and guys like Darcy Burton-Jones to keep stepping up and performing as well. So it takes a whole list, and yeah, I definitely draw inspiration from Brisbane and how they've done it. They haven't done it easily. They've lost a few grand finals themselves and lost a few prelims and been out in straight sets. So yeah, you can sort of resemble a bit of us about that. But I respect how they keep showing up. Like Ken mentioned in his speech, and Koshi mentioned that you're not in it if you don't keep showing up and trying to win it. So as a footy club and as a player, that's what I try to do.
And it's not last year, mate. You said that you didn't even watch the grand final. You couldn't stomach it based on the exit that you had. Did you actually put yourself through it this year? And if so, what were you thinking, given how close you guys were?
Yeah, I think as you get older and a bit more mature, you can sort of be a bit honest with things a bit more. And not that I watched all of it or didn't tune in and out of it and was thinking about our team while it was going on, or other players, or what you can try and get better at to get there on that day. And yeah, I think there's a mixed emotions when you're watching it on that day. But yeah, I think for me, just watching some players and how they showed up on that day, like Lockie Neal, I love the way he goes about it. So I've seen him perform under injury as well. Like I said, there's a lot of players that do it. So yeah, I think he's a good one to look up to.
You're obviously contracted here for a few more years, and there's always going to be speculation about your future and going back home. But is there something in you about coming here, being drafted here, and wanting to be successful? Like there's an inner drive to get to the summit with this group.
Yeah, most definitely. I think the longer you stay at a place and the harder you work, that connection grows stronger. And yeah, I think I've got such great friendships at the footy club, not only playing wise but coaching wise, and even families that have sort of taken me on as their own. So yeah, I feel like I'm very well settled here, and got a really good spot in the team. And something I want to keep driving is just challenging younger players to get better. And I'm not getting any younger, I'm only getting older. So the next wave is coming through. I need them to get better to make me better. It's pretty obvious that if I don't make others around me better, it's going to be hard for me to win games of footy as well.
What did you learn about yourself as a leader this year?
Well, I'm not perfect. I've still got to work on a lot of things as well. And I think the hardest thing is, as an athlete, you want to try and be good at everything, but sometimes you've got to realise that you're not the best in that certain area, and you have to actually reach out and go off your own bat and get some information back and get feedback and actually seek it, and then try and put it to use and try and get better in that area as well. So yeah, I think still just identifying what kind of leader I am and then really honing in on that and becoming really good at it. So that's something I'll do in the off-season as well.
Given what it was revealed that you were actually going through during the finals, did you take umbrage at some of the questions about your courage and so on?
Not too much, to be honest. I feel like my mates around the footy club, not everyone sort of knew at the club, but the coaches knew, my family knew, and I think everyone that needed to know and knows me well enough knew what was going on. And I feel like for me that's all that really matters. And yeah, I don't really want to touch on it too much, to be honest. It's footy, it's part of the game. So yeah, other people in the media have a job to do as well. That's their job. Do I draw inspiration from it? Sometimes it gives you a little bit of an edge, but yeah, I think I'm pretty competitive enough as it is, and challenge myself enough to get that from inside and within myself.
In terms of how that forward line looks next year, so there's going to be a fair bit of change. With Charlie going out, hopefully Jack the coach is coming in. And do you think there might need to be a bit of take some teaming for things to get right? There might need to be a little bit of patience to see how that new forward line evolves.
Yeah, most definitely. Charlie's been a huge part of the footy club ever since he got here, and a focal team of the point. Focal of the team.
Focal point of the team. Yeah.
So I'm speaking too much. My vocab isn't that great. It's such an important cog in the team, and yeah, when you lose any player like that with that experience and sort of the way he shows up and the passion he brings to the team, he's a leader of the footy club as well. So yeah, like I spoke before, it requires other people to step up and get better and become leaders as well, which is into his 6th year next year, so he should be looking forward to grab a hold of that forward line and really make it his own. And the same as Todd, them two together should be like, this is our forward line moving forward, and we're going to make it out. So I feel that's a challenge for them.
There was a reference to not too long after that prelim loss, you texted Ken. Can you just talk us through what you actually texted him and said?
I said I miss footy already. I think it's been 5 days because yeah, it is a big part of your life. Like anyone, you show up and you're around your mates all day and you work hard, you have a lot of purpose, and when it sort of backs off for a week, you sort of feel a little bit lost, and you're trying to deal with a lot of emotions and get over things and move on. But I think I always like to try and move on pretty quickly and try and think what's best ahead of us and what's next. And individually and as a team as well, what makes us a better team. Because I think the longer I play, I realise that better teams make better players, and I feel like it will get better. We'll be better individuals as well.
Once you get all the scans out of the way and everything like that, do you go away and also does your holiday plans get impacted by all the fines you copped?
I think I've got a few flight vouchers in the last couple of years winning the medal, so that's probably gave me a bit of a chop out. I've got a few weddings of my teammates, which I'm really excited for. Obviously playing alongside them and getting to see them have some success off field is really exciting as a friend and a teammate, so I'm looking forward to celebrating them with them. And I'll just get back home and hang around some mates, and we've got a nice property back home, so I like getting back there and just relaxing, and then when the time's right, just getting back into training and training hard. I'll look to get somewhere sunny for a bit as well, and try and get a bit of downtime as well.
Thanks.
Thanks.